Jensen walking back, of course, but I tell you what, De La Rosa's flying, and whilst Mike Gascoigne didn't think he was a factor for a threat for his man Ralf Schumacher in 4th place, I think he is. Ralf Schumacher's 4th, behind him is Webber. Look, and there's De La Rosa already. De La Rosa now just a second behind Webber, and they're only 5 seconds behind Ralf Schumacher. So we've got a great fight on our hands here for 4th place. They're too far behind Raikkonen with so few laps to go, I think, for De La Rosa. But amazing pace he's got if he'd have just stopped flying off the road. But there you go. That's an experience he needed after best part of 3 years out of the cockpit. There he goes again with the feint.
Yes, having a good old nibble at Mark Webber. There's Jensen Button walking in. So De La Rosa scrapping with Webber for 5th place here in Bahrain. And as Martin said, he's been off the road a couple of times into this corner primarily. Here we go. He's outbraked himself twice. Not this time. Mind you, he's done that before as well. And then it's usually followed a lap or 2 later by him going straight on into the corner. I'm sure he won't make the same mistake 3 times, but he has done some overtaking here this afternoon. This has been one of his favourite spots as well. He's going to keep his foot in. No, Webber just gives him a little bit of something to think about, but he knows he's quicker.
And then he loses 3 car lengths, you see, because he sort of ends up on the wrong line into the corner. But you have to say, Mark was quite aggressive in repositioning. You're allowed to move across the road once, not twice. He did move it back online, he won't be penalised for it, but that's all getting very near the edge and near the limit of what's reasonable. What Mark Webber was doing there. Webber's quite wide in turn 9. Does he get it into 10? Just about.
Certainly a very feisty competitor, Mark Webber, very aggressive, tremendously fit sportsman. Here we are, he's looking in his mirrors, going defensive, has another little look, gives him another little nudge, nothing like as dramatic as the first time. And you see, going offline for De La Rosa, put little particles of sand. There's a lot of, we're in a desert here, and put a little bit of particles of sand from the going offline onto the tyres, and it takes a few corners to clean them back up again.
All he had to do was just follow him around the rest of the lap, tee him up and drill him down into turn 1. Coming past our commentary box, look out the window, and he's getting nice and close this time.
Certainly is, tucked up behind the BMW Williams. They've got a big straight line speed advantage. Here he's going to the outside. He's going to try and get him through the inside of turn 2, I think. It's not going to work. He's not alongside him here. Up the hill, looking, trying to get him into 4. On board with De La Rosa. This is the battle for 5th place. Can he get him into 4? Late on the brakes, Webber goes defensive to the inside. De La Rosa tries to go around the outside. It's like Formula Ford racing at Thruxton. Fantastic.
Yeah, Webber positioned his car nicely and slightly more fairly that time. He got over earlier and claimed the middle line. And Webber's car just getting out of shape there through turn 5. Clearly, with the used tyres, they're beginning to really hurt. Webber once again struggled to make the apex. And here's that difficult 9 and 10 again already. And now just keep it neat and tidy, Pedro. Don't do the half feint at the end of the straight. And just follow him to the final corner, keeping it on the racing line. And he's forced Webber to go in tight. But unfortunately, Webber will now stay right and block off our line. As I say, we've suddenly become Pedro De La Rosa. But now this is what he's got to do. He should get good drive out of here and just stay in the slipstream down to the final turn. But again, he's lost a few car lengths.
But if he can just get close going into the final corner, then he might be able to hook it up down the main straight and have a go. Good drive out of this corner. Webber goes a little bit up onto the curbs. It's about 10 or 11 kilometres an hour, the difference in straight line speed between the Williams, which is slower, and the McLaren, Mercedes, which is faster. Here we go, Webber is offline, you can see going defensive. There's not really a way through for De La Rosa.
And this has given Ralf Schumacher up in 4th place some breathing space. He's 9 seconds ahead of him now, and really giving him, Mark Webber is giving Ralf Schumacher, the ex-Williams driver, he's much closer this time. Now De La Rosa's on the outside, but you're going to have to brake so late there to take track position. He ducks back inside, but there's no space because there's immediately a left-hander, and so frustrating for him.
V Maďarsku na Hungaroringu Michaela Schumachera a během 2 týdnů bylo Ferrari úplně někde jinde a v Monze vyhrálo. De La Rosa v těsném závisu za Markem Webberem. Souboj o 5. místo přetrvává. Ale je to v podstatě kuriózní.
Teďka udělal Webber chybu.
Mark Webber udělal chybičku, ale opět je na 5. místě. On jako kdyby se nemohl nikdy přes to 5. místo prostě dostat. Že by teď uspěl De La Rosa. Ne. Tady je lepší být na té vnitřní stopě. Z vnějšku to nejde v tomto úseku. Ale zdá se mi, že Mark Webber už jde úplně na hraně. Fantastický duel těchto dvou jezdců.
Teď může rozhodnout ten Jordan, který je okolo před nima, jak ho dojedou, tak může tenhle souboj.
Closing stages of the Bahrain Grand Prix, the third round of the 2005 Formula One World Championship. James Allen and Martin Brundle with you. Fernando Alonso leading, but look at this scrap here now between 5th place Mark Webber and Pedro de la Rosa. They've been going at each other hammer and tongs for 5 or 6 laps. Really close between them, nothing to choose. And De La Rosa sometimes on the lap has the edge, Webber able to respond at other times, but you've got the feeling something is going to happen here without any doubt at all. At the front then, Alonso 11 seconds ahead of Trulli, Raikkonen is third, fourth is Ralf Schumacher, then this battle here, and a short time ago, the end of the last lap in fact, Webber just locking a wheel and making a little mistake which seemed to give De La Rosa a chink of hope, but Webber very aggressive in defence.
Plenty of black dust coming off Mark Webber's front brakes, and then blue smoke coming off his right front locked tyre, and he was able still to cover the base at the top and in the back markers now, and Webber clears that one, and so hopefully does De La Rosa. Indeed he does. So another good scrap at the back for what could be the final point. Barrichello is going slowly, he's currently 8th, Villeneuve is 9th, Coulthard is 10th, and either Villeneuve or Coulthard is going to make a World Championship point this afternoon, because they're going to catch and pass Rubens Barrichello. A Ferrari, I believe the Ferraris will not score any points, and Ted may well have some news for us about the Ferrari.
I've just been into the Ferrari. They say he has definitely got a problem. He's trying to nurse it, trying to get around it. They think it's related to the gearbox. They think he may have lost a couple of gears, but they're telling him to keep going. As long as he's in the points, just keep going.
Well, he'll certainly try and do that, but he's got Jacques Villeneuve just a second behind him, and Villeneuve's got a point to prove. Well, there is Villeneuve off the road. I wonder if that's as a result of having had a go, or just a moment of his own. There we go. Back to the battle for 5th place, Webber and De La Rosa. This is where De La Rosa closes.
Especially with the widest Formula One car I've seen for a long time. There's now, the problem is, you just get comfortable. You understand where the opponent's strengths and weaknesses are, and you just start placing your car. But what a toe De La Rosa's got this time. And now he's going to have to duck right underneath him and just get a good run up the hill. And this time he's going to have to drive it absolutely right. If Mark comes to the middle of the track, go further, keep it right, there, keep it there. And now you've got him. That's exactly what you need to do, because Mark cannot come back at him now. Don't outbrake yourself though, but now he's got exactly the track position he needs, and that's what he should have done a while back.
A Martin Brundle masterclass, how to overtake, as it happens, for Pedro de la Rosa. He follows the advice and it works. He is through, up into 5th place, and it was a very nice move indeed then. Alonso leading this Grand Prix in the Toyota. He's going to go 2nd in the World Championship. Here's how De La Rosa did it, just staying over to the side, giving Webber nowhere to go.
And remember, Mark likes to brake late and go in and pinch, but De La Rosa had the line into the corner and just closed Webber out. Nothing he could do about it, and that was nicely done.